So, hinunter mit mir. Zack. So, wie ihr seht hier herum. Hi, I'm Ines from Teichswimmer, and today I want to show you something that we personally have not seen yet. A very special soil that we have here. We have the pleasure to film this because one of our followers has asked us to have a look at his construction site. He wanted to see if he's right with the things he does, and he wanted to show us this kind of soil because he didn't know what to do with it. So we were happy to help, and we were happy to show you, to be able to show you this kind of soil and what to do if you find this kind of soil in your garden. Your channel for schwimmteichs. Nature in your garden and water that's alive. Enjoy watching. So normally, and the best soil that you can have to build a Teichdoctor-teich, a schwimmteich, is clayey soil, because that's easy to work with. In this case, you have a lot of stones. It's if I can show you here. Oh, I'm too small to point on that, but I think it's visible. You have a certain level that's just humus, so brown, dark soil that's easy to dig. But then, after about 1 meter, the soil started to be very, very sandy, loose, and full of big stones. We have now, not we, Hannes took out a lot of the big stones already, but you can still see everywhere, more or less, all those big stones that are in this soil. So how can you dig well when your soil is full of big stones? The answer is you cannot. So what can you do? You can just, like he did, they digged as well as it was possible, and then and they did not dig to the depth of 3.5 meters. So that was done by Hannes himself, by hand with a shovel. And I think it was the last half a meter that he did himself, not the excavation operator. And then he didn't know what to do with these walls. And it is a question what to do with these walls. And there are only 2 possibilities. And that's what we want to talk to you now, what we want to explain. If you have this kind of wall, you have only 2 possibilities. One is that you get, that's a difficult thing now because I don't know the English word, you get this material to smoothen your walls. Even in a house you can do that with clay, on a clayey base, And you need about 2 tons of that to do that with those walls and those floors. And you invest a lot of material and time and money to smoothen those walls and this floor. That's one possibility. The other is that you just say, this is a natural pool. This is nature, and I just leave it like that. But important is, even if you say, I stick with that, I live with that, I have a natural pool, important is that you pick out stones that are not round. I don't see any here now. This is already well done. But yeah, let's have this one. No, I can't reach it. If you maybe come to the other side, I will try to climb up and then I show you. But one thing I want to say first is Hannes was lucky. This is soil that is not compact like clay, but it's also not loose, just a big sea of stones. No, it's not. This is a mixture of sand, soil, and stones, small and big ones. So he was lucky because he can still have these walls and they don't come down all the time. I mean, it's not like clay, but you can see, I can touch it. If it would be sandy soil, this would all come down. And then you don't have the chance to make conic walls like you want them. If you have really sandy soil, you have to deal with that in another way. You have to make a construction. But he was lucky, as I said, and this remains as it is. It is a construction site that it's already 3 weeks that they digged this hole. It has rained a lot in the last weeks, and it's still as it is. I mean, if this was sand, it would all come down with rain. But he is, I repeat myself, he was lucky because it's not just sand, it's a little bit of clay, it's sand, it's soil, and it's stones. And that's what made it possible to make this hole as it is. So now I will try to climb up again, but the reason why I went inside was there was a plastic bag that the wind threw in this hole. So let's see. As you see, it holds, and I can, oops, in a minute. Yeah, as you see, it's possible to climb that up. And now I want to show you here on this wall what's the difference between a smoothened wall and this kind of wall. In a case like this, with all these little stones sticking out, it's definitely necessary to use either a thicker geotextile or to put a double layer. We recommend a double layer. Like this, you don't have those stones sticking out too much. It kind of levels that out. Then next step is to put the liner over that. And now this is what I want to say. Before you start working with geotextile and liner, you have to take out things like that. This is a stone that really sticks out. So this has to be taken out before you work with geotextile or liner. So it's not necessary to have it all flat and even and smooth, but you have to be careful that there are no things sticking out that could damage the liner afterwards. That's the important thing. And now, if you work like this, you decide you have a natural pool, and all this is covered now with liner. You are ready. What's the difference to a smooth wall? The difference is that all these little curves, all these little bends and edges, they will still be there when you have the liner on it. All the stuff should be going down into the deep zone. If now you have these little edges, the detritus will not just fall down, and it's not easy also to broom it down. It will stay here and it will stay here. So you will have a natural pool that might be optically not as beautiful as others, but the quality of the water is not influenced by that. It's still the same quality and it can be clear as glass, but you will always have these little spots with brown biofilm. So that's more or less the difference if you work with this soil and you don't smoothen the walls with clayey material. Yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to show you, and we are really happy that we can show this to you in this construction site. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something.